When it comes to learning from anyone or anything, the thing that I like to keep in mind the most is the idea that we can take what we need and leave the rest. And it's actually a quality that I look for in a teacher, mentor, coach, counselor for myself, is one that recognizes that what might work for me may not necessarily be for you, and what is for you might not necessarily be for me. A great example of this for me personally is just a couple weeks ago. I did a video about the top tips from multiple spiritual teachers on things that you can do for spiritual practice. And one of those things that I recommended was taking a shower at night as a ritual cleansing for those who are sensitive to taking on other people's energies. But here's the thing. Though I did do that at one point, I don't do that every night. I don't do it often anymore. Though I do it from time to time, take different types of ritual cleansing baths when I feel like it's appropriate. But because I in particular am great both practically and spiritually at really upholding my boundaries and not taking on anyone else's energy that I don't intend to, I don't need to cleanse myself on a regular basis like someone who would if they are not good at energetically protecting themselves as I am. And as much as I love all of the teachers who have ever recommended that to me, it's just not something I need to do anymore. But that doesn't mean it's also not something that helped me at one point. It absolutely did. And that doesn't mean that it's not something that won't help somebody else. And being able to learn from people who recognize this is really important. And if you don't have teachers that recognize this, reminding yourself of it on a regular basis is something that I absolutely recommend, because though we are not these crazy unique snowflakes that some like to make us out to be as spirits having a temporary human experience, we are unique in different ways, in the sense that there are a handful of different ways in which things work and don't work for certain people. And that is okay. And recognizing what works best for you and leaving the rest behind is more than okay. More than okay. If there's one thing that I love to do, one of the reasons why I love being a Rosicrucian is this idea of being able to take teachings from all sorts of different teachers, mentors, places of learning, books, and then bringing them together for what works best for me, what works best for you. And being able to do that rather than, and I've even been guilty of this, taking one teacher and following them end all be all and only that. When you do that, you're gonna find yourself feeling like there's something missing most often, if not right away, eventually. And that's because unless you find someone who's like your identical twinsies when it comes to how things work for you, there are going to be things that they have to offer, and there are going to be things that they offer that aren't for you. And there are going to be other people who can fill those gaps. And there are going to be other things of those people who fill those gaps that aren't for you also. And again, that is more than okay. Being able to bring together the best of what works for you into your own system is something that I highly recommend. And one of the reasons why I focus on working with clients one-on-one the most out of anything else, because when it comes down to it, the fastest, best way to, of all of the options, figure out what's going to be best for somebody is actually working with them one-on-one. And let me tell you, of my years of learning all of these different systems, I have a lot to offer when it comes to helping people, but there isn't always a one size fits all. There's rarely a one size fits all when it comes to things. And because of that, the best way to figure out what works best for someone is for me to just work with them one-on-one, then try to give out the information in this format of video. I also, based on my human design, recognize that I'm meant to be working with people one-on-one. It's just how I do. But when it comes to you learning, growing, and expanding your consciousness in this world, however that may be, practically, spiritually, figuratively, literally, just remember that you may find people or things that have a lot to teach you, but that doesn't mean that you have to do everything that they have to teach. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. It was another quick one, but it's important, and sometimes the best things can be shorter or smaller. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. That includes my Patreon, where I'm going to have a special Halloween video coming out later today. I have my mailing list, which November's email is going to go out sooner than usual. So if you're not signed up for my mailing list, it's just one email a month. That's it. I definitely recommend that, of course. And then there's my free clarity call link where you can sign up to find out if working with me one-on-one is right for you. And if you want to heal, grow, and expand your consciousness, I would definitely appreciate the opportunity to help you do that. So, may the energy you serve you well, and let's keep making our way through.